Hey first graders, welcome back. It's me, Mrs. Lamb, and we're going to continue with CKLA, Listening and Learning, Domain 2, the human body. And actually today, Dr. Wellbody's not coming with us. I know, it's a bummer, but it's going to be great because I have a very special story for you about a different class of another group of students who go on some pretty awesome adventures. Today, we're actually going to read The Magic School Bus Inside the Human Body by Joanna Cole and Bruce Dagan, with special thanks to Scholastic Publishing for giving us permission to read their book today. Are you ready? Great! It all began when Miss Frizzle showed our class a film strip about the human body. We knew trouble was about to start because we knew Miss Frizzle was the strangest teacher in the school. We are going to learn about ourselves. This should interest you, Arnold. I can't take the pressure. A film strip is only the beginning, you know. Yeah, I bet she has books about it too. When's recess? The very next day, the Frizz made us do an experiment on our own bodies. See, Rachel says your body is made of cells. Your body seems to be all in one piece, but actually it's made of trillions of tiny pieces called cells. My body is made of trillions of cells? So is mine. Oh, weird. Look what she found under the microscope. Then she announced that we were going on a class trip to the Science Museum. We were going to see an exhibit about how our bodies get energy from the food we eat. Your cells need energy to help you grow, move, talk, think, and play. Hey, Dr. Wellbody told us that too. Just being in Miss Frizzle's class takes all my energy. And look what Gregory wrote about. He said different kinds of cells have different jobs. He even said that brain cells help you think. Look how hard he's thinking there. I bet you think hard like that too sometimes. The trip started out like any other trip. We rode to the museum on the old school bus. Along the way, we stopped at a park for lunch. I'll trade you these terrific fish sticks for that horrible peanut butter and banana sandwich. Forget it. Take a look at her shoes. Please, I'm eating. Leftover fish sticks? Ugh. When it was time to go, everyone got back on the bus. Everyone but Arnold. He was still at the picnic table, daydreaming and eating a bag of Cheesy Wheezies. When you eat, your body digests the food so your cells can use it to make energy. Hey, we learned that too! This must be a true story. Hurry up, Arnold, called Miss Frizzle. She reached for the ignition key, but instead, she pushed a strange little button nearby. Arnold's really out to lunch. At once, we started shrinking and spinning through the air. From inside, we couldn't see what was happening. All we knew was that we landed suddenly. Oh. Hey, where's the bus? Where did they go? And then we were going down a dark tunnel. We had no idea where we were. But as usual, Miss Frizzle knew. She said we were inside a human body. Going down the esophagus, the tube that leads from the throat to the stomach. Most of us were too upset about leaving Arnold behind to pay much attention. I thought we were going to the museum. There's been a slight change of plans. We're being digested instead. Where's Arnold? He got left? That's what happens when you eat junk food. We were now passing into the stomach, said Miss Frizzle. It wasn't exactly quiet in there. The walls of the stomach moved in and out, churning and mashing the food into a thick liquid. The bus was turning round and round, and digestive juice splashed to the windows. Now we knew how it felt to be a hamburger. Roll up your windows, children. Yuck. Your stomach is like a built-in food processor. Miss Frizzle drove down to the bottom of the stomach. We'll drive through the opening to the small intestine, she said. In the small intestine, food is broken down into molecules tiny enough for the body's cells to use. I want to go home, but this is educational. Does education have to be this messy? I don't feel so good. Maybe it's something I ate. Poor kid. The small intestine was a coiled up hollow tube. The inner walls of the tube were covered with tiny fingers called villi. In the villi are tiny blood vessels. Food molecules are taken into these blood vessels, said Miss Frizzle. Once the food is in the blood, it can travel all over the body. We felt ourselves getting even smaller, and Miss Frizzle started driving into one of the villi. She was going straight into a blood vessel. Class, the bus is following the path of the food molecules into the blood. You mean this body thinks we're food? That's better than being waste. I wish Arnold was here to see this. Yeah, it's so gross. Now we were in the blood, but it did not look red. Blood is not just a red liquid, explained Miss Frizzle. Blood is made of cells floating in a clear fluid. Those cells look like red rubber saucers, someone called out. Those are red blood cells, Miss Frizzle said. Red blood cells carry oxygen from the lungs to all the cells of the body. We've heard about that before too, about how blood circulates through our whole bodies. This is so cool. Did you see that? Let's see what Shirley has to say. Without a microscope, blood looks red because there are so many red blood cells in it. In every drop of blood, there are 250 million red blood cells. No wonder it looks red. Here and there, a white blood cell was busy destroying disease germs. White blood cells are like soldiers protecting your body from enemies, said Miss Frizzle. The white blood cells ate the germ. That's disgusting. Looking back, we saw a white blood cell chasing the bus. We'll be safer with the red blood cells, kids, said Miss Frizzle. She reached for the handle that controlled the bus's doors. Don't do it, we cried. But when did Miss Frizzle ever listen? The doors of the bus flew open. That white blood cell must think the school bus is a germ. Well, the bus is pretty dirty. We were swept out of the bus and into the bloodstream. Everybody hitch a ride, called the Frizz. Each kid grabbed a red blood cell as it went by. Our last glimpse of the bus was when it went into another blood vessel with a white blood cell right behind it. We'll never get out of here now. Why can't we just have spelling tests like the other kids? These red blood cells have turned dull red. They need more oxygen. Meanwhile, oh my gosh, I'm lost. Don't panic. I certainly would panic if I couldn't find my class. How about you? The next thing we knew, we had flowed into the heart. Inside the heart are 4 hollow spaces called chambers, said Miss F. Each chamber is a little pump. The 2 chambers on the right side of the heart took in used blood from the body and pumped it into the lungs. Have a heart, Miss Frizzle. Get us out of here. In the lungs, the red cells pick up fresh oxygen. We get new oxygen from the air each time we breathe in. We get rid of waste gas, carbon dioxide, each time we breathe out. My heart is pounding. Take a deep breath. You'll be okay. From the lungs, our red blood cells carried us back to the heart. This time we were on the left side of the heart, the side that pumps fresh blood back to the body again. Kids, it looks as if these red blood cells are on their way to the brain, said Miss Frizzle. Look, when the red blood cells pick up oxygen, they turn bright red. Class, those brain cells need more oxygen. We'll never get home unless we find the bus. Maybe we'll find it in the brain. Which way back to school? Use your brain. I wonder if Arnold's going to find his way back. When we reached the brain, we let go of our red blood cells and squeezed out of the blood vessel. It was hard to believe that this wrinkled gray blob was the control center of the body. Children, we are walking on the cerebral cortex, the pinkish gray outer layer of the brain. Without it, we couldn't see, hear, smell, touch, taste, talk, move, or think. Weren't those our 5 senses? We learned that that's controlled by the brain. I remember that. Miss Frizzle said the brain is made of billions of busy nerve cells. They are constantly sending messages and receiving messages from the eyes, ears, muscles, and other parts of the body. Where's the bus? Do you think after all this we'll be smarter? I hope so. Let's see. Miss Frizzle was driving that way to the museum, so our school must be this way? Good thinking. We left the head by climbing down the bones of the spine. Inside the bones was the spinal cord, a thick bundle of nerve cells stretching from the brain. Smaller bundles of nerve cells branched out from each side of the spinal cord. These carried nerve messages to all parts of the body. Don't look down. I think I'm losing my nerve. The spinal cord connects the brain with the nerves that go to the body. We followed some nerves that went to the leg muscles. The leg muscles were working hard. They needed a lot of energy. They used up a lot of food and oxygen from the blood. The heart was beating faster to carry fresh blood to the muscles. I wonder why it's moving so quickly. Children, we are sliding on a muscle. From here, we will return to the bloodstream. I wonder where Arnold is now. I have the strangest feeling he's close by. I'll get there sooner if I run. The more active you are, the faster your heart beats. I wonder. We entered a nearby blood vessel. The blood was moving so fast, we were afraid we would lose each other. But at that moment, the school bus floated by. What a relief! We jumped on and went up through the heart and lungs again, just the way we went before. Oh yeah, the blood does go in a circle. Class, we're on our way out of the body. Relax, we're going back now. I can't relax as long as I see blood cells outside the window. When we emerged from the bloodstream, we were in a huge open space. Where are we? Asked a kid. Miss Frizzle explained, children, this is the nasal cavity. The what? We asked. The inside of the nose, said the Frizz. Suddenly, we heard a deafening noise. It sounded like, ah, 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 ah. We're in a nose. This time she's gone too far. I am so grossed out. I think I'm gonna sneeze. Use your hanky. Then we heard, chew! Class, the sound you hear is a sneeze. Anything in the nose can make you sneeze. It could be a bit of dirt or dust or some bacteria. In this case, it happens to be a school bus. A tremendous blast of air hit the bus full force. We flew forward, spinning around and around. Children, prepare for landing. Please remain seated until the school bus comes to a complete stop. Is she for real? Achoo! Gesundheit. We're back! Look, there's Arnold. We were going so fast we couldn't see anything, but we could tell we were getting bigger. Then, thud! We landed. There we were, back at school, and there was Arnold in the school parking lot, blowing his nose. Wait a minute, were they inside of Arnold? Do you think that's where their teacher took them? Arnold, we said, the trip was amazing. You should have been there. Where were you? Back in the classroom, it was business as usual. Miss Frizzle made us draw a chart of the human body for the bulletin board. Can we slip the kidneys in behind the intestines? Kidneys? Liver? I guess we didn't have time to go there. Thank goodness. What a trip. I'd like to go to the lungs again. I'd rather go to Hawaii. I think I'm with her. I'm down for playing Hawaii. What about you? Hey, look, the body's so big that he's stuck underneath it. At last, everything was quiet in Miss Frizzle's class. Everything, of course, except her dress. She must buy her clothes in outer space. Don't give her any ideas. I wonder if that's where they'll go next time. But the end, and I've had a wonderful time going inside the human body with Miss Frizzle's class and you all today, but that's all we have time for. Until next time, bye!